everybody, welcome back to my channel, Turn Up to Tangerines, and today I'm going to be making a recipe out of this Wisconsin Electric Power Company cookie book. This book has been coming out in Wisconsin since 1938, was I think the first publication, and all the recipes in the booklet, our recipe booklet, are from the employees that work there, that have worked there over the years, whatever, and they still come out to this day. I have been collecting them for several years now. I have duplicates and triplicates of several, but I'm still looking for the older ones, but I think a lot of those are gone, or people are saving them, I'm not sure. But if you're from Wisconsin, and your grandma, your mom, your aunts, whoever, your boyfriend's mother, no doubt had one of these cookbooks in their kitchen somewhere, because they came out once a year and you had to go to the Wisconsin Power Company, Electric Company, to pick them up, and people used to pay their bills and things at the Wisconsin Electric Company, so they used to pick them up. I do believe they only came out for a couple weeks in December, but I'm not positive. I'm going to be doing a video on all that and just the cookbooks alone and a little bit of the past history of it. So stay tuned for that video, and you're going to learn more about the Wisconsin Electric Power Company recipe booklets. Like I said, my grandma had one, my mom had one, I had several, and then over the past, I'd say, 10 years or so, my daughter-in-law and I have been saving them, and she picks one up for me every year. They still hand them out in Appleton at the Timber Rattler Stadium, I think. They have like hot chocolate, and they hand out cookies and things like that. So anyway, this recipe I'm going to be making is from this particular book, and I have a bunch of dried fruit that I need to use, or candied fruit, from the Paradise Fruit Company. And I found a recipe in here, and this particular book is from 1955. Oh, excuse me. From 1955, and I'll get it a little closer here. And this is what this particular one looks like. And like I said, over the years they did the spiral binding and, you know, things. They're a little smaller, some are smaller. Every year they do something different. So, let me check out, where was this? Right in the front page. I'm going to be making the Perfection Fruit Cake, which is right here. It doesn't say who it's from. I do know over the years some of them did include the names. But like I said, I'm going to be doing a special little video on that. I think it's important because these have been around, you know, like I said, since 1938. And so that's kind of cool, I think. And it based in, I think, Milwaukee, the whole thing started. Like I said, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to research that a little bit. So, if you want to find out how to make Perfection Fruit Cake, or is it fruit cake or fruit pie? Let me look here real quick. I have the sun in my eye. Perfection Fruit Cake. It makes 2 loaves of, I would imagine, like a loaf bread type thing. You want to know how to make that? Out of this 1955 Wisconsin Electric Power Company cookie book. Come on with me to the kitchen, and we got to get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to, it says to have all your ingredients at room temperature, which I do, and have them all ready to go here, which I do. And I have my oven preheating to 250 degrees. It says it has to bake, there's a time chart, but that's preheating 250 degrees. I have my 2 loaf pans, 9-inch loaf pans, greased, and then I put down a piece of parchment paper and I grease that also. So those few things are done. Now it says to take your flour, which is 3 cups, and and sift it. And I'm going to do that right here with my new sifter I bought. Good thing I bought it. And like I said, this is 3 cups of flour. And it says you have to sift, measure this, sift your flour, measure, and then sift 3 times with the baking powder and salt and the seasoning. But this seems to be kind of taking a little while, but that's okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. And some more. Here we go. The hang of it here. Okay, I decided to go with this because otherwise I was going to be here all day. So I went and put my little sifter on top here, and we're going to go with the heavy duty one. Otherwise, like I said, I have all day. I'm retired, but I still don't have all day, if that makes any sense. You know, I don't want to spend my whole day here sifting. So we're going to use a teaspoon. The recipe calls for 3 cups of flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, which is right here. We're going to add that. Teaspoon of baking powder. And a teaspoon of salt. And right here, we're using just the Himalaya pink salt. It's the only kind I had right here, so, and that's a teaspoon. And then we are going to add our spices, which it has a lot of really nice spices. A teaspoon of allspice. Whoa, back here. Teaspoon of allspice. A little extra goes in there, that's quite alright. Teaspoon allspice, which is like that. And let's see what's next. A teaspoon of cinnamon. Gotta have our cinnamon. Oh, it smells good already. Teaspoon of cinnamon, and we have a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and a half a teaspoon of cloves. Whoa, get back here. Cloves too. Oh, this is going to be a nice smelling bread slash cake. And we are going to move these out of the way. Like I said, I'm using this recipe here, so I'm going to be following that. And then it says just slightly stir that in. And then we have to sift this mixture 3 times. So this is our first time, and we will continue on with that. Okay, here we are. Our pans are ready to go. Our fruitcake batter is ready to go. Our 1955, what's the name of it? Perfection fruitcake is ready to be put into our pans here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this number here, like 2 scoops, and then I'm going to do this one 2 scoops. Well, this, I can't tell you how heavy this is. We are talking like heavy. 1, and we got a 2, and we're going to go back over here, and we're going to give you 1. Try to get these as even as possible. There's 1, and I can tell, like I said, this is heavy, but I've tasted the batter. Oh, it's good. It is really good. So, this will be good. And they need to be baked for, I had a chart for it, and I'm going to say probably an hour and 15 minutes, hour and, about 90 minutes maybe at the most, according to the chart that they have in the 1955 cookbook over there. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to keep an eye on it real good. And a little butter there, that's okay. And a little bit more left in here. I'll tell you, this thing is heavy. Now this doesn't have any alcohol in it. I know there are some fruit cakes that have alcohol, but this particular recipe did not call for any, and I didn't add any. I have made fruit cake before where I've added brandy to it, and I've made fruit cake before where you set it in like a wire or a mesh, like cheesecloth, and then you soak it in rum or brandy for 6 weeks before you serve it. I've done that already. I made those already also, but this isn't one of those. This is, you just, I think, bake it and eat it, and that's okay with me. There's one, and here's the second one. We'll just kind of stir this around. I tried to get it as evenly distributed as I could. This one looks like it has a little less than the other one, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe not. You know, you can give these away for gifts if you want. You don't have to. You need it yourself. My husband and I happen to like the dried fruit. So if you don't like dried fruit, you probably wouldn't like the fruit cakes, but we do. We happen to like them. And like I said, I've been working with on and off with Paradise Fruit Company for several years now, and Christmas time is usually my busy time with them. And I'm sure they'll be happy to see I got a recipe video on. Here we go. This is Perfection Fruitcake from the Wisconsin Electric Power Company cookie cookbook that comes out every Christmas time in Wisconsin, around Thanksgiving, early part of December. It has been coming out since 1938, I do believe, and this recipe is from the 1955 booklet. And I do believe most of the recipes or all of the recipes in all of the booklets, I do believe are from the employees that work there. And like I said, if you're from Wisconsin, you have seen one of these little booklets somewhere in your grandma's kitchen, your mom's kitchen, somebody's kitchen, your aunt, your godmother, babysitter, somebody has a cookbook. And they usually dig them out around Christmas time. So we are going to put these in the oven at 250 degrees. And we are going to let them bake for at least, 60 minutes, probably up to 90 minutes, if not a little longer. So here's our fruitcake. And I hope you have a good day, and I'll be back here with the finished product in a couple hours. And have a good day until then. Bye now.